Number 1. Convicted child rapist Steven van de Velde's Olympic dream has been spiked. The Dutch beach volleyball player, who served time for raping a 12-year-old girl, was eliminated from the Paris Olympics. His participation sparked widespread outrage and protests. Despite the controversy, van de Velde was qualified for the Games. Many athletes and sports organizations condemned the decision, arguing that it sent a harmful message to survivors of sexual abuse. But his team was defeated in the round of 16 and got eliminated. Fans greeted his every serve with boos and jeers, a stark contrast to the cheers usually reserved for Olympic athletes. The elimination marks the end of a tumultuous chapter for van de Velde and a small victory for those who fought against his inclusion. Another pedophile running loose in the Paris 2024 Olympic Games is a coach, Brett Sutton, who coached Swiss triathlete Julie Duron, who won a silver medal. The convicted sex offender has exited the Paris 2024 Olympics after Darren's game. The International Olympic Committee, IOC, is investigating the situation. Sutton was able to participate in Paris Olympics under the accreditation of China Olympic Committee, whatever that means. Brett Sutton previously pleaded guilty in 1999 to sexually abusing a 13-year-old Australian swimmer he coached in the 1980s. He only served a 2-year prison sentence. The International Olympic Committee faced intense pressure to revisit its policies to implement strict guidelines against sexual predators participating in the Olympics to side with justice and a deterrent for future offenders. The controversies surrounding participation of these convicted sexual abusers have reignited discussions about the role of athletes and coaches in society and the importance of holding individuals accountable for their actions, even in the realm of sports. Number 2. British swimmer Luke Greenbank found himself in hot water at the Paris 2024 Olympics, but not in the way he had hoped. Greenbank, a medal hopeful in the 200-meter backstroke, finished first in his heat, seemingly securing his spot in the semifinals. However, his victory lap was cut short when officials disqualified him for a technical infraction that sent ripples through the swimming community. The British ace had unknowingly overstayed his underwater welcome, remaining submerged beyond the 15-meter mark following a turn. This aquatic faux pas, akin to a fish forgetting to surface, cost Greenbank his place in the competition and left Team GB's hopes sinking. The disqualification highlighted the razor-thin margins in elite swimming, where mere centimeters can separate triumph from tragedy. Greenbank's coach was reportedly seen pacing poolside, likely contemplating a crash course in underwater distance estimation for future events. The incident sparked debates about the strictness of swimming regulations and whether advanced technology should be employed to make such calls. As Greenbank dried off and came to terms with his Olympic dream being washed away, supporters rallied around him on social media, dubbing him the 15-meter merman. The swimmer vowed to bounce back, promising to keep his head above water, quite literally, in future competitions. Number 3. Algerian boxer Imane Khalif delivered a knockout blow to controversy, clinching gold in the women's light welterweight division at the Paris 2024 Olympics. Khalif's victory was sweeter than most, coming on the heels of a gender-based scandal that nearly derailed her career. The boxer had been barred from the 2023 World Championships after failing a hormone test, leading to unfounded speculation about her gender. Undeterred by the setback, Khalif fought back against the allegations, proving that her only unfair advantage was her indomitable spirit. The International Boxing Association eventually cleared Khalif of any wrongdoing, acknowledging that the initial test results were due to a medical condition. With her name cleared and her resolve strengthened, Khalif entered the Paris Olympics ring with a point to prove. Her gold medal performance wasn't just a personal triumph, it was a resounding victory against gender stereotypes in sports. To defend her dignity and honor, Khalif has filed a lawsuit with the special unit in the Paris prosecutor's office to fight against online hate, alleging aggravated cyber harassment targeting her gender. Among others, J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk were named in the complaint. J.K. Rowling alluded in her message on X, formerly Twitter, that Khalif is a male, and accused her of enjoying the distress of a woman he's just punched in the head and whose life's ambition he's just shattered. While Elon Musk shared a post from American swimmer Riley Gaines that claimed, "Men don't belong in women's sports." Musk co-signed the message by writing, "Absolutely." Number 4. Another questioned athlete regarding gender is Taiwanese boxer Lin Yu-Ting Lin, a formidable fighter in the women's 57 kilograms category, faced unwarranted scrutiny over her gender, a situation reminiscent of her experience with the International Boxing Association (IBA) in 2022. The boxer had previously slammed the IBA for subjecting her to what she called a false gender test, an ordeal that left her feeling violated and discriminated against. Despite being cleared to compete by the IBA, Lin encountered fresh controversy at the Paris Olympics when Algerian officials raised questions about her gender. The incident highlighted the ongoing challenges faced by female athletes who don't conform to traditional gender stereotypes, particularly in combat sports. Lin's case reignited debates about the ethics and necessity of gender testing in sports, with many arguing that such practices are invasive and based on outdated notions of gender. The boxer's resilience in the face of these challenges garnered support from fans and fellow athletes, who rallied behind her right to compete without undue scrutiny. Lin's experience, coupled with similar cases like that of Algerian boxer Imane Khalif, underscored the urgent need for reform in how gender issues are handled in elite sports. Their stories serve as a powerful reminder of the battles some athletes face outside the ring, fighting not just for medals, but for dignity and respect. Number 5. Team GB athlete Henry Fieldman, becoming the first Olympian to win a medal in both male and female rowing events. Fieldman's achievement is the result of recent changes in rowing that allow for more flexibility in gender categories. These rule changes, including the introduction of mixed-gender boats and the removal of gender restrictions in certain single sculling events. Fieldman is quoted as saying that he is proud to be a part of this new era of rowing and that he hopes his success will inspire others. This occurrence made Fieldman face some criticism from those who believe that the changes to rowing undermine the integrity of the sport. However, Fieldman insists that he has always competed fairly and that he deserves his medals. Number 6. Zimbabwe has drawn criticism for its decision to send a large delegation of 67 officials to the Paris 2024 Olympics, despite having only 7 athletes qualified so far. The delegation includes officials and supporters, sparking debate about resource allocation and the country's priorities. Supporters argue that the presence of a larger group boosts morale and showcases national pride, while critics believe the focus should be on investing directly in athletes. The controversy highlights the ongoing challenges Zimbabwe faces in balancing ambition with practicality. However, a week after the controversy, Zimbabwe Olympic Committee, ZIOC, denied allegations that there are only 10 officials, mostly coaches and trainers, who form part of the delegation along with the 7 athletes. There were other invited guests and supporters, but they are not part of the official Team Zimbabwe delegation and they are there in various capacities. Number 7. The Canadian women's soccer team found themselves at the center of an Olympic controversy that was more spy versus spy than kick and run. Allegations surfaced that the Canadian team had been using drones to gather intelligence on their opponents during closed training sessions at the Paris 2024 Olympics. The aerial espionage accusations sent shockwaves through the Olympic Village, with rival teams suddenly glancing nervously at the skies during practice. The incident sparked a heated debate about the use of technology in sports, with some arguing that drone surveillance was simply the natural evolution of game analysis. Olympic organizers found themselves scrambling to implement no-fly zones over training facilities, a security measure they hadn't anticipated needing for a soccer tournament. Despite the appeal of Team Canada, the Court of Arbitration for Sport denied their appeal. FIFA eventually sanctioned Team Canada a fine of $226,000, and that the 3 individuals, Coach Bev Priestman and the 2 support staff, be banned from all soccer-related activities. Canadian women's national soccer team head coach, Bev Priestman, and her 2 support staff directly involved in flying the drone over the New Zealand women's football team have officially been removed from the Team Canada and sent back to their country. The coach also released an apology to the New Zealand women's soccer team and Team Canada and took full responsibility for their actions. In the end, the drone drama served as a reminder that in the high-stakes world of Olympic competition, the quest for gold sometimes leads to flights of fancy, quite literally. Number 8. The Olympic tennis tournament in Paris 2024 witnessed another heated moment, this time featuring world number 1 IGA Swiatek and American player Danielle Collins. During their round of 16 match, tensions flared when Collins accused Swiatek of taking too long between points, violating the 25-second serve clock rule. The incident occurred in the second set, with Collins vocally expressing her frustration to the chair umpire about Swiatek's perceived time-wasting tactics. Swiatek, known for her methodical pre-serve routine, appeared visibly annoyed by Collins's complaints, leading to a tense atmosphere on the court. The umpire intervened, attempting to defuse the situation and ensure fair play, but the exchange added an extra layer of drama to an already high-stakes Olympic match. This confrontation echoed earlier controversies in the tennis tournament, including a contentious match between Novak Djokovic and Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. The incident highlighted the intense pressure and emotions at play in Olympic competition, where every point can mean the difference between medal contention and early elimination. Social media buzzed with reactions, with fans divided over whether Collins's complaints were justified or if Swiatek was within her rights to maintain her routine. The match continued with heightened intensity, showcasing not just the players' athletic skills, but also their mental fortitude under pressure. This latest drama added another chapter to the ongoing debate about pace of play in tennis and the enforcement of time-related rules in high-profile tournaments. Number 9. The Olympic soccer tournament in Paris 2024 witnessed a fiery clash between host nation France and perennial powerhouse Argentina, reminiscent of their 2022 World Cup final showdown. What started as a spirited match quickly devolved into a heated confrontation, with players from both sides engaging in a tense standoff that threatened to overshadow the beautiful game. The flashpoint occurred late in the game, with emotions running high and Olympic dreams hanging in the balance. Players from both teams were seen pushing, shoving, and exchanging verbal jabs, turning the pitch into a virtual powder keg of international tension. Officials scrambled to regain control, with the referee brandishing cards like a magician pulling rabbits from a hat in an attempt to cool tempers. The incident sparked debates about sportsmanship and the intense pressure of Olympic competition, where national pride adds an extra layer of intensity to every match. Social media exploded with reactions, with fans from both nations defending their teams and accusing the other of unsportsmanlike conduct. The clash evoked memories of historic soccer rivalries, adding a new chapter to the storied Franco-Argentine sporting relationship. Olympic organizers were left red-faced, as the host nation's involvement in such a fracas raised questions about the spirit of friendly competition. After all that's said and done, both teams faced potential disciplinary action, proving that in Olympic soccer, sometimes the biggest battles are fought after the final whistle. Number 10. British runner George Mills became an unexpected viral sensation at the Paris 2024 Olympics, but not for the reasons he had hoped. During the men's 5,000-meter final, Mills took a dramatic tumble on the track, dashing his medal hopes in spectacular fashion. As he fell, Mills let out a string of expletives that were picked up by nearby microphones and broadcast to millions of viewers worldwide. The runner's colorful language, particularly his use of the F word, quickly became the talk of the Olympics, overshadowing his athletic performance. Social media exploded with memes and reactions, with Mills's fall and subsequent outburst becoming an instant classic in Olympic blooper reels. Despite the embarrassing moment, Mills showed remarkable sportsmanship by finishing the race, earning respect from fans and fellow athletes alike. The incident sparked debates about the intense pressure athletes face and the raw emotions that come with Olympic competition. Broadcasters scrambled to apologize for the on-air profanity, while viewers found themselves both shocked and amused by the unfiltered moment of frustration. Mills later addressed the incident with good humor, acknowledging his slip of both foot and tongue, and thanking fans for their support. The fall ultimately served as a reminder that even at the pinnacle of athletic achievement, Olympians are human, prone to both physical and verbal stumbles. Number 11. Belgian athlete Jolien Bonquo, primarily a shot putter, became an unexpected hero at a track meet in Poland when she stepped up to compete in the 100-meter hurdles. Bonquo's unusual participation was necessitated by injuries to Belgium's regular hurdlers, leaving the team in danger of losing valuable points in the European Team Championships. Despite having no experience in hurdles, Bonquo volunteered to run the race to ensure her team wouldn't forfeit the event and lose points. The sight of the shot putter carefully stepping over each hurdle rather than jumping them, quickly went viral on social media. Boomquo finished the race in 32.81 seconds, more than twice the time of the winner, but her effort earned crucial points for the Belgian team. Her performance, while unconventional, was celebrated as a display of true team spirit and sportsmanship. The incident highlighted the importance of versatility and teamwork in track and field competitions, particularly in multi-event championships. Boomquo's willingness to step out of her comfort zone and potentially face embarrassment for the sake of her team earned her widespread praise from fans and fellow athletes alike. The video of her hurdle attempt became a feel-good moment of the championships, reminding viewers of the Olympic spirit of participation and effort. Boomquo's adventure in hurdling serves as a heartwarming reminder that sometimes in sports, it's not about winning, but about showing up and giving your all for your team. Number 12. The Paris 2024 Olympic organizers at the women's gymnastics floor exercise competition earned people's frustration and questionable leadership, leaving two exceptional gymnasts in a nightmare. Romanian gymnast Ana Barbosu thought she ended up in third place until U.S. team success appealed Jordan Chiles' routine, bumping her up to third place from the initial fifth. Dr. Hamid G. Garavi, Philippe Sands, and Song Lu, the three-person panel at the Court of Arbitration for Sport, KS, ruled that the USA's initial inquiry over Jordan's floor exercise score was filed after the 1-minute deadline and awarded third place to Romanian Ana Barbosu. The U.S. team counter argues that they have video evidence that their appeal was lodged well within the designated 60-second window. This roller coaster of emotions for both gymnasts was exacerbated by the revelation of a potential conflict of interest involving the CAS panel president, Dr. Garavi, who had represented Romania in previous arbitration cases. The entire ordeal has left a bitter taste and raised serious questions about the fairness of the Olympic judging process. Like and subscribe.